Maya Hawke. Maya Hawke is a young actress. She played that character in Stranger Things, who was a kind of delightful character, and you thought that she was going to end up hooking up with the guy. I think Steve was the character's name. And it was a great story. And then because the libs have to ruin everything, out of nowhere at the end of the season, spoiler alert, they decided to make her a lesbian because everyone needs to be a lesbian now because everything's super gay because we live in 2024. Anyway, that's a slight digression. Maya Hawke, nice young actress. And she was asked recently about how she got her start in the acting business, how she was cast in Quentin Tarantino's 2019 movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And on the red carpet, she said, oh, well, when I auditioned for the part, X, Y, and Z happened. And people made fun of her for this because they said, you didn't get the part because you auditioned. You got the part because your mother is in every Quentin Tarantino movie and your father is a major movie star. And you got it because of nepotism. You're a Nepo baby, Maya Hawke. And then Maya Hawke responded to that and said, sorry, duh. I didn't mean to insinuate anything else. Of course I got the job because my mother is Uma Thurman and my father is Ethan Hawke. Yeah, of course. She says, I've been wildly made fun of for this clip when I said on the red carpet that I auditioned. I never meant to imply I didn't get the part for nepotistic reasons. I think I totally did. She goes on and she says, look, that's what am I going to do? She said, I could get a nose job and change my name and go to open casting calls, but if I want to, this is my name, this is who I am, this is how I was raised, and I don't think there's really anything wrong with that. And Maya Hawke is totally right. She's totally right. Nepo babies are good, actually. A healthy nepotism is actually good for society. And that's not a liberal or leftist idea. That's actually very conservative. Because why does Maya Hawke get these parts? Why is she able to just act in movies? It's not a super easy job. Actually, acting can be kind of difficult. And I'm not saying she's the greatest actress in the world. Maybe she could be. I don't know. I'm not totally familiar with her work. But if you grow up and your parents do a thing, you're going to be more familiar with that thing. If that thing is just around you for your whole life and you're raised in it and you're steeped in it, you're going to be more inclined toward that thing. That's how education works. That's how culture works. That's how tradition works. If you plucked a random person off of the street and said, hey, today you're the King of England, go. Do you think that person would be better or worse equipped to be the King of England than, say, Prince William? Prince William, whose family has sat on the throne in England for centuries. Probably Prince William, because he was just raised in it, and he knows how the palaces work, and he knows who the butlers are, and he knows what the events are like, and he saw his father do it, and he saw his grandmother and grandfather do it, and you kind of know. Generational continuity is a good thing. Nepo babies are a good thing. I'm not a Nepo baby. I like that there's opportunity for it. That's true, but there's nothing wrong with going into the same line of work that your parents are in. There's nothing wrong. That's actually good for society and provides some stability, and it provides and encourages the continuation of expertise. The notion that you should never have any privilege because of how your parents live their lives. The notion that we should never have any continuity within families. That's a radically liberal notion. The calls for radical meritocracy or whatever, those are very liberal, radical, left notions. The conservatives, we like conserving things, and we recognize that there's more to growing up in education than just, reading a manifesto or just starting the world anew with each generation. There is such a thing as generational knowledge. That's the sort of thing we're trying to conserve. Text Knowles, KNWLES, to 989898. We recently had some monumental news. No one's talking about it. For the first time in our history, the interest we pay on the national debt has surpassed every individual budget item except for Social Security. The U.S. now spends more on interest than on national defense or Medicare, and the situation is getting worse as the government continues to spend like drunken sailors. That is why investors, central banks, and concerned savers are turning to gold, something not tied to the inflated U.S. dollar. You can too with the help of Birch Gold. Birch Gold understands that navigating financial decisions can be scary. That is why their dedicated in-house IRA department is there to guide you every step of the way. Birch Gold is committed to addressing your questions and concerns promptly. Whether it's about fees, taxes on rollovers, or the timing of the process, they are here to ensure you feel valued and well informed. I'm very glad that I've got a significant portion of my portfolio in gold, especially as the political order gets crazy. Text Knowles to 989898 to talk to one of Birch Gold's experts and claim your free info kit on gold. You will learn how to convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Best part is it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. Text Knowles to 989898. That is Knowles to 989898. There is a dark side to nepotism. I turn, of course, to Hunter Biden. This would be Hunter Biden. He did not take whatever advantages his father gave him and then build on them and cultivate them. No, he actually just traded him in. He just traded on his name and any virtues that Joe Biden might possess. So there's probably one or two of them. He ignored those and he lived a life of total vice and traded on his dad's name and made millions and millions of dollars from some of the worst people on earth. Here we have another conspiracy theory proven true. The DOJ is now prosecuting Hunter. They tried not to prosecute Hunter. They tried to give him a sweetheart deal to let him off the hook without any consequences for his many, many crimes, his gun crimes, his sex crimes, his financial crimes, his political crimes, all of his crimes that we've seen on his laptop. The laptop that we were told was fake Russian disinformation. The laptop which, when the story broke, New York Post, October 2020, right before the election, look at this, Hunter involved in lots of crimes, Hunter implicating Joe Biden in lots of crimes and political corruption. We were told it's fake news. The intelligence agencies told us it was fake news. The big tech companies censored the story. Not only could you not post that extremely relevant political news story, but you couldn't even private message it on some social media platforms. Then we find out totally true. And we found out it's totally true because the DOJ is submitting it as evidence. Now that they weren't able to give Hunter the sweetheart deal, now that they have to actually prosecute him for at least some of the crimes he committed, not the most serious ones, turns out it's totally true. The FBI agent Erica Jensen testified in court that the agency had verified the laptop as belonging to Hunter through its serial number and records from Apple, according to CNN. I'm really glad we found that out 4 years after it mattered. 4 years after we were called conspiracy theorists and Russian stooges and crypto KGB agents for observing that the Biden family is extremely corrupt. Really glad we figured that out 4 years after a poll was taken following the election, which showed that a huge number, something like 12% of Democrats, would have changed their vote had they known about the Hunter Biden laptop, which would have swung the election, of course. And it's a great moral victory, but they got their political victory. And Hunter is almost certainly going to get off the hook anyway. And so the question is, are we going to keep fighting that fight? See, we were right. We were right about COVID. We were right about Fauci. We were right about Hunter. We were right about this. We were right about that. Or are we going to look, what are they doing right now? What is the lie? What is the hoax that they're pulling right now to steal the election? And the obvious answer is the prosecution of Donald Trump on ridiculous grounds. He just got convicted of 34 felonies without the Democrats even articulating what crime he committed. That's what they're doing now. That's the Hunter Biden laptop of 2024. And it's going to be controverted in the press. And 4 years from now, everyone's going to admit, okay, Trump maybe didn't really commit any crimes, but that's going to be after it matters. There's always a new one of these things going on. That was a great clip. Now, hold up. Ring that bell. Subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.